Hello there, everybody! My name is Michael Gray, and this is my speed run for Nancy Drew, Cursed Blackmoor Manor. I have my strategy for the game all planned out, and hopefully I will be able to beat this game in under an hour and 15 minutes. That is the goal that I am aiming for.
Welcome to my
So let's start this speed run. I've got a stopwatch here to keep track of how long I've been playing. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go!
Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old England.
Greetings from jolly old England! If you haven't played this game before, you probably will be confused by this video. I'm going to be doing everything completely out of order. So, for example, you're supposed to start the game by talking with Mrs. Drake and Linda. I'm going to start the game by solving 2 of the pillar puzzles.
Her mother is convinced something is terribly wrong and wants me to find out.
I'm doing commentary here while I play the game. I'm going to try to focus on playing the game and not making mistakes, rather than focusing on doing perfect commentary.
Talk to you soon, I hope.
So, if there's ever a time where I just stop talking because I'm super focused on a puzzle, that's why. It's because I'm trying to solve the puzzles. So this opening cutscene here takes about a minute. No, it takes 2 minutes and 40 seconds to get through the opening cutscene. After this, I'm going to be ordering some food. I'm going to skip ahead to the second day of the game, and I'm going to go to the library. That's how you get food in this game. Order food, go to the library, and then go back to Nancy's room. The food will appear. For some reason, whenever you go to the library, food is delivered. And I'm also skipping ahead to the second day of the game. That's because there's a conversation with Linda, which only happens on the second day of the game. So I'm going to save about half a minute by going to the second day of the game right at the start of the game. If I skip to the second day of the game later on, that takes time. It takes about half a minute, so I'm saving about half a minute doing it at the beginning.
I heard something too.
People are always seeing and hearing things on the moor at night, especially you Americans. Why don't you just go on up to your room?
I'd like to see Linda if I could. I'm afraid Linda is not quite ready to meet with you just now.
Not quite ready to meet with you just now. But please, come see me after you've unpacked.
Okay. Alright, thank you. Alright, thank you.
Thank you.
That's her response. And now I get to play. Okay, first thing first, ordering food. So I turn right, and then I get some food. There are 4 different types of food you can order. The fastest type of food is bangers and mash.
Hi, this is Nancy.
How am I going to explain this? I went through this conversation 4 times with my stopwatch, and I timed how long it takes to order each different type of food. It takes 2 seconds less to order the bangers and mash compared to all the other foods.
And perky, and a delicious dog's eye, me fork and knife, just rubber-ducked.
Hello?
Could you repeat that?
Sure, we've got some loop-de-loop bangers and mash, pinky and perky, and a dog's eye, and they're all Robin Hood.
Bangers and mash.
Rightio, Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder.
Okay.
Alright then, we'll come round and leave it at your Rory.
So this is what happens automatically on the first day of the game. You'll see in a minute. Set the alarm for this time. Nancy automatically wakes up at 3:15 a.m. in the morning. Automatically happens the first day of the game.
What is that?
So what I'm going to do here is go on a ghost hunt, because I can do a ghost hunt at this point in the game. Technically, you're supposed to see the computer, and then you're supposed to talk to Jane about the computer. In order to get the password, she's going to make you play a game with her, but...
I wonder who Alan is.
you can insert the password at the beginning of the game without doing the puzzle with Jane. So that saves you about 3 minutes, because you skip that puzzle with Jane. It also saves you a bit of time, because normally what you do is you set the alarm clock for midnight, and then you go on the ghost hunt. So I saved myself some time because I didn't have to set the alarm for nighttime. Nancy automatically woke up at nighttime. There are 2 other times when Nancy automatically wakes up at 3:15. One is after doing Nigel's challenge, and the other is a nightmare, but I'm actually going to be skipping that nightmare. So I had to do it here at this point in the game. I'm going to be doing 2 other things as well. I'm going to be making sure that the East Hall is locked. I don't remember... Sorry, I can't think. I'm focusing on the game here. There is a letter on the door to the side here, to the right. I'm not going to look at that letter. If you look at the letter, Nancy's going to talk about it, and she's going to talk about it for 5 or 6 seconds. So it's a time waster if you look at the letter. Okay, and I've got some free time here. The other thing I'm going to be doing is the singing stairs. Right, you're supposed to go up the singing stairs twice in this game. I'm only going to go up the singing stairs once. So I'm going to do both singing stairs puzzles at the same time. That's a time saver. That's the other time saver I'm doing. Basically, I'm just employing all sorts of little tricks to save time. Okay, make sure the door is locked. Go to Nancy's room, turn around, singing stairs.
Ghost number 13.
Normally you're supposed to go back to the library to get the special reward for solving the ghost hunt. I'm going to do that in about 20 minutes. The game will actually hold the reward forever until you go back and actually get it.
The key fits, but it won't turn.
So that's nice. There's no time limit on the reward.
That must be the food.
And this is the food. There are going to be 2 scenes here. Nancy is going to eat the food, and she's going to talk about the butter. So I'm going to do them at the same time. Listen.
I can use my Johnny Rudder to grease up that log outside Jane's room.
If you were listening carefully, you heard Nancy eat the food while talking about the butter. So I did a time saver by triggering both cutscenes at the same time. Rather than, you know, doing both cutscenes separately. That was the time saver there. Puzzles in Nancy's room. Puzzles in Nancy's room. Could have solved this earlier, did not. No particular reasons for that. Lynx is going to be all black. So this is the telescope. It's part of the telescope puzzle. What you're supposed to do is hear that Bridget song, but I'm skipping that. It's a brilliant song, yes, but I'm not actually going to be listening to it, so that's a time saver. I'm supposed to look at the tripod, but I'm skipping that as well. Turns out you don't actually have to look at the tripod and hear Nancy talk about it in order to trigger the tripod thing from Jane, which you'll see later on. I have to get this right. Did it wrong. Okay, sorry about that. Didn't waste too much time there. Basically, I've got my strategy over here on another computer. It's open on another computer to my left. I made all these notes when I was preparing the speedrun, and I'm just following my notes here, and I had a little diagram there. So here's a little thing. I'm skipping the conversation, sort of, by triggering this puzzle. What you're supposed to do is actually... This is actually kind of funny. What you're supposed to do is look at the clue in Jane's room. but I'm not actually doing that. So I'm actually skipping the clue in Jane's room and solving the puzzle. I can solve the puzzle without looking at the clue. Yeah! So, let's see. I want the moon in... I want the sun in the bottom right. Let's move these pieces around here. I want the knight there, and I'm going to want the hands next to the knight. So I'm going to get the sun here, move those two pieces there, get the sun there, get the hands there. Move these pieces around. That where I get the hands, and now I want the angel next to the hands. And this is a relatively fast solution. Wow, this is super fast. Okay, doing well. Great, that makes up for my minor mistake there with the astronomy puzzle. I skipped the conversation in front of Linda's door. What you're supposed to do is listen to the entire conversation, but I skipped that by going past the door rather than stopping at the door.
Our friendly neighborhood detective. Well,
Fastest way through this conversation is to pick option 1 and then option number 2.
And I'm sorry to have to bother someone in your condition.
My condition? What's my mother told you?
This is the initial
What her
conversation
son-in-law
with
keeps telling
Linda.
me? That it's all in my head? That I'm just an unhappy new bride? That I just need time to adjust? I'm tired all the time, my mouth is dry, my vision is blurry. But that's not important. Here's what's important, Nancy. There are some doors that should never be opened. There are some doors that hold secrets.
So what am I doing now? After this, I'm going to go see
everything you need to
Jan.
know.
Yeah, this is the portion of the speed run where I do a bunch of talking with Jane and Linda. I'm basically going to go back and forth between the two of them. Then I'm going to have some passageways back and forth between them again, and trigger a bunch of stuff at that point.
But trust me, there's nothing you can do. You're welcome to stay, but I strongly recommend that you go home as soon as possible.
Please, Linda, just tell me what's
So
wrong.
I'm going to talk to Jane, the introduction conversation with Jane. You have to have the introduction conversation with Jane in order to talk to Linda some more.
I'm here for you if you need me.
And also I'm going to get the telescope from Jane by playing the game with her.
Hi, you must be Nancy. I'm so pleased.
Fastest
you're here.
way
I'm
through this
Jane.
conversation
I
is
know
to
you
pick
come
the
to visit
second
my
option
stepmom,
every
but
single
tell her to
time.
pop by whenever you
Very
get a
simple.
chance. Oh, we'll have such fun. Let's play a game. Not right now. Maybe later. I'd like to ask some questions first. Sure, what do you want to know? About Mummy? I mean, Linda. I do hope you'll help. She's been a bit out of sorts lately. When did she start getting sick? I was playing in Mummy's room when she wasn't there, and when I looked up, there was a lady, all dressed in black, putting something on Mummy's nightstand. A woman left something? The lady put a note on Mummy's nightstand, but I didn't read it. That's when Mummy started feeling poorly. I don't want to think about that. Let's play a game. It will cheer me up. Not right now, but maybe later. You can come in anytime you want, even if I'm not here.
So if you say, yes, I'll play a game the first time, she forces you to play a game. If you say, yes, I'll play a game a second time,
Hi, Nancy.
you have the option of backing away and not playing the game. Fun fact, fun fact.
I took it outside to look at the stars. But if you
And now we have the jigsaw puzzle. So I've got the jigsaw puzzle solution on the other computer here. So I'm going to be looking at the solution to help me out.
If you get the puzzle done in time, I'll return the telescope. If not, then you'll have to try again. On your mark, get set, go!
So the location of the pieces is randomly determined, which is nice.
5 minutes.
And by nice, I mean not nice at all. So this is Scared Bunny, who goes over there. If you get a piece in the right place, it is going to automatically snap into position. So, for example, this piece goes around here. Come on, snap into place. There we go. Okay, it snapped into place. You saw right there, right? It snapped into place because I put it in the proper position. Relatively close to the proper position. Same with that piece. So that is the fastest way to actually solve this puzzle. Get all the pieces to snap into place. That there. Scary bunny. Yeah, that's the scary angry bunny in the middle. And what's that piece? That piece there.
4 minutes.
Jane, you're putting pressure on me. I don't perform well under pressure, Jane. And where's the missing piece? Missing piece. Oh.
There. You won.
The missing piece was hidden under other pieces. Oh, that's not fair.
I should get going. Ta-ta.
And Ethel, right? Ethel?
Oh, you startled me. You must be.
This is going to be the only time I talk to Ethel. I'm going to skip the other conversations with Ethel by being rather sneaky.
All she's talked about for the
Yeah, there's a sneaky strategy you can use to avoid conversations with Ethel, which I will point out later on in the speedrun.
I'm sorry, but I'm in a bit of a rush. I need to go over some things with Jane. Oh, I guess I'll be going then. It was a pleasure meeting you, Nancy. Our paths will cross again, I'm sure.
So now I just go back to Linda and talk to her about the Lady in Black, because I heard about it from Jane.
I'm sorry to bother you again, but Jane told me about the Lady in Black.
What Lady in Black? Jane never said anything to me about a
And
Lady
after
in
this,
Black.
we're going to have the conversation, which only occurs at the second, on the second day of the game.
I did receive
Like I said, I skip ahead to the second day of the game to trigger a conversation with Linda. That is this conversation right
You
here.
have to give me a chance. Everyone is so
And it's actually
worried
going to be
about
kind of
you.
funny,
If
so
you just
pay
tell
attention
me what's
here.
happened, maybe I could help. Linda, I made a promise to your mother and I plan to keep it. I'm here for you when you need me. Hi, Linda.
Nancy? I can't believe you're still here.
I didn't go anywhere, and she's still surprised. She's like, she's surprised I'm still here.
I've awakened something in this house.
See, she's surprised because I'm here on the second day of the game, but it sounds like she's surprised that I'm still in the room.
I inadvertently discovered a secret passageway. I started to explore it, and pretty soon I found this really old-looking message etched into the wall. When I read it,
So coming up here, we're going to have a conversation option with 3 different options. The fastest option is the third option.
And on it was written,
The other 2 options are about the passageway, See, the first 2 are about the passageway. I'm not going to talk about the passageway.
True ever since.
Can you tell me what this curse said?
I burned
And you'll
it
see
as
here,
soon
I
as
can
read
still
it.
talk about the
I don't know
passageway,
why I bothered telling you
but
this.
I'm not going
You
to.
can't
It's a
do
time
anything for me.
saver to
I
not
should've
talk
listened,
about the
but I didn't.
passageway.
And now what's done is done.
I'll see you soon.
Please.
Alright, I'm talking to Linda again. Now I'm going to go in the hidden passageway, right? No, now I'm going to go to Jane. And there goes my cell phone.
Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Mrs. Petrov.
Wait, so what am I doing now? Okay, I'm getting the telescope. Yeah, I'm using the telescope in Nancy's room, and then I'm talking to Jane. Okay.
I'm just
Doesn't
about
really matter,
I've
the
never
order you
known
do
her
those
to act
things
like
in.
this. The last doctor that examined her
So this
said that
phone call with
aside from a
Mrs.
little
Petrov
digestion,
automatically
she's not
happens
unusual.
whenever you go
She
down the
was
stairs
perfectly
or
fine.
after you
She's
have that
just unhappy
conversation with
here.
Linda,
I don't know why.
and
I
you
mean, she
go in this
absolutely
part of the
adores
game.
you. She was thrilled
The way
with
to
the
avoid
doctor
the
and
conversation
couldn't wait
is
to start
by
to write with him in
playing
his
around
order
with your
in
clock. If it's late at night, she is not going to call.
Something in that house.
But if it's late at night, I can't go in and see Jane, so there's no way for me to skip this conversation.
You're our last hope.
Goodbye, Mrs. Petrov.
Goodbye, Nancy.
There's another conversation with Ned, and that is going to take place late at night, so he won't call. So I'm going to skip the conversation with Ned.
So if you call and I
So
don't
that's a time
answer,
saver.
that's
I'm going to
fine.
skip one of the phone conversations, but not both of them. Fortunately, it's a rather short one.
Cool. There are symbols in that mural that I couldn't see before.
You don't actually have to look at the symbols on the mural. You just have to know that they exist. And Jane.
Hi, Nancy. Do you know of any secret passageways in the manor? I found one, but all it did was...
So this is where things can be a little bit difficult. It's about 2 minutes into the speedrun. not 2 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm at 19 minutes and 20 seconds.
I got this at this really
So,
museum in the States.
here we go.
It's supposed to be an original Maya game, but
This is where things can be really messed up in terms of a speedrun. If you're super lucky, you can beat this game in a minute. If you're not lucky, you'll lose the game and it will waste 5 minutes. That's what happened to me. It happened to me once.
Keep on going down this track, and you can capture my person if you land on him. Whoever gets all the warriors wins.
So the fastest way through the game is to win 4 times in a row.
Your turn. Your turn.
Give me a 1. Ah, darn. So it turns out there's a tiebreaker round. I did not know there was a tiebreaker round for this game, and I got the tiebreaker round and lost the tiebreaker, which basically made me lose the game.
Pass.
And, you know, that wasted 5 minutes because it took an extra long time, because if you go to the tiebreaker round, that's an extra round! Pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5! Oh, she killed me!
You can go.
So right now we're tied. I don't want that to be the case.
I pass.
Pass, pass, pass. Well, she passed me, which is okay, I guess.
You can go. Pass.
Give me a 3.
Your turn.
So, you see here we're passing each other many times, which is a time waster. I want to beat this game as quickly as possible.
Another warrior bites the dust.
And she's killing me.
Your turn. Your turn.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Your turn. You can go. I pass. Pass.
So because this game is sort of randomized, I don't think there's really a strategy here. You just hope to get lucky.
Gotcha.
Great. So we're tied again. But we're not at the tiebreaker round. We're not at the tiebreaker round.
Pass.
Pass.
You can go.
Okay, come on, Nancy. You can do this. Give me a 1. Yes!
Gotcha.
Okay, so now I'm technically winning.
Your
And
turn.
if she wins here, we go into the tiebreaker round.
You can go.
So I don't want that to happen, obviously.
All right.
Okay, I won. Great.
You knocked out that time.
I did luck out.
Okay.
I could have been a lot luckier, though. So,
That's the hall with the code
that was not a very good game of Bull. I've had better... And because I checked the East Hall while doing the ghost hunt, I know the East Hall is locked, and she's going to give me the
My
key.
great aunt took the key. She probably thought I'd break something in there, but I found another one. Here, you can keep it if you want.
So Bull is one of the,
Have you ever seen anything?
I did not click on that!
Once I saw my Uncle Roger's toupee fly off during a
I didn't click on that!
Freaky. I should get going. Come back soon.
Bull, okay, I don't like it, because it destroyed my speedrun. Well, one of the other things that can destroy your speedrun is Penny's game, and, the, puzzle with, Aeolus, whatever his name is. The Wind God.
If I want to look around in there, I'm going to need a flashlight. So, did you find what you were looking for in that secret passageway? Let's just say you live in a very interesting
So now I'm getting the glow
I don't
stick.
want to hear
The glow stick is
so
on a
scary
timer.
to think people can be looking about behind
I think
these
it's
walls.
20 or 25 minutes, maybe 25 minutes or 30 minutes.
They'll probably close them off and say that
After that set amount of time, the glow stick automatically dies, and then you have to go back to Jane to get another one. So I timed things out so that I don't use 2 glow sticks. I do everything I have to do in the passageways before the first glow stick dies.
You have to make
So that was kind of a pain to time it out. It wasn't much of a pain. Just save the game before you get the glow stick, and that's it. This is another random challenge. Just hope you get lucky here. Just hope you get lucky. So, there. Okay, 3 feet. 3 curly cues. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Done. Woo! If I'm not good, I have to shuffle things around a bit.
I'll let you play for another
But
one.
I didn't have to. Yes!
I should get going. Come back soon.
Now this puzzle again. Oh boy. Okay, so 2 triggers here. Number 1 is Nancy saying that doesn't look like a curse. That triggers a conversation with Linda. Second trigger here is a conversation with Lulu.
What's a parrot got to do with a barber?
So let's actually talk to Lulu and go through this conversation.
Oh, he's just a parrot.
Polly, what a cracker.
Polly! Rolo! Okay, I get the point. Lulu.
Alright, so after Lulu, I talked to Linda because I triggered the thing with Linda.
I have no idea.
And then I'm going to have the gargoyle stuff. So I'm going to do 2 things with the gargoyle, and I'm going to break the machine because I looked through the telescope, which allows me to break the machine. The machine downstairs. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just pay attention. Like I said, if you haven't played this game before, you probably have no idea what's going on in the speedrun. You're like, Michael, what is he doing? He's doing all these weird things. I don't understand.
Jane told me where it is, but I didn't see any curse in there.
How could you have missed it? It was right there, just waiting to be found, wanting to be found. I can't believe how foolish I was. That stupid gargoyle. I hated how its evil eyes would stare at me whenever I walked to my room. So I moved it around, changed its position, kept fiddling with it. But when that secret door suddenly opened, I couldn't resist going in there.
Which gargoyle is this?
What do you mean, which gargoyle? I thought you said you found the secret passageway.
So there's more than one. Linda.
So I'm looking at the stuff I have to do. That's why I'm being quiet here. I talked to Linda, play with the gargoyle, Nancy's going to say something, break the machine, see the gargoyle picture, talk to Mrs. Drake, do stuff with her, get the password from Lulu, go to Nigel, do stuff with Nigel, and hit in passageways then. So, perfect.
But something tells me I better not mess with this until I know what I'm doing.
Break the machine. You have to look at the mural on the wall in Nancy's room in order to break the machine. If you try the machine earlier, the machine works just fine. It's a perfectly fine machine. Everybody loves it. It's fantastic. And I saw the gargoyle thing, so now I can talk to Nigel about the person with the picture of the gargoyle in the Great Hall. Mrs. Drake!
All settled in? Good.
Mrs. Drake.
I'm happy that you're visiting Linda, but I know how much you teenagers like your televisions and loud stereos, so I must insist that you act respectfully and civilly while you stay with us. Since my nephew Hugh is away
So,
on business,
Mrs. Drake,
I am in charge of this
the
household.
initial conversation with her is interesting. You need to talk to her about Linda in order to end the conversation. However, you need to talk to her about two different things in order to end the conversation. So, you need to talk to her about two different things, the second of which is Linda. Alternately, you can talk to her about like 3 different things and end with Linda. The fastest way to get through the conversation is to talk about Jane and then Linda, as opposed to, say, talking to her about Linda twice. But yes, the final thing you talk to her about has to be Linda, and you have to talk to her about 2 different things. It's interesting. It's an interesting conversation setup.
You may have the run of the house, but do not...
Oh, and according to my timer, we're coming up on half an hour, so I've been playing for half an hour now.
And before I forget, our kitchen is being remodeled, so our dining situation is rather unorthodox. I've made arrangements with a local restaurant to deliver meals to us. There should be a programmed number for them on the table.
She's telling me that I can order food. I already ordered food. I already did that. I did that ahead of time, so I did that without knowing how to do it. Way to go, Nancy!
Be careful with her, especially if you feed her. Parrots have quite delicate constitutions, you know.
Do you know anything about Lulu's magic word?
Magic word? Oh,
now
yes.
Mrs. Drake is going to talk for a
My
while.
father and grandfather would play a word game with Lulu. I never understood how it was played.
Now I'm going to get the crank from the machine that I broke, and I'm going to go upstairs and get the password from Lulu. Because the next time I go upstairs is going to be in the middle of the night, and Lulu does not talk in the middle of the night. If you try to talk to her late at night, she's going to say goodnight, Gracie! What's that supposed to mean, Nancy says. Everybody goes to sleep!
I removed its crank.
So we had the conversation with Lulu. If you try to talk to Lulu too late, she's going to say, hey, wake up at 6 a.m. when people are awake. Lulu is basically going to boss you around.
Sure. Do you see
so that's why I have to talk to Lulu now, at this point in the game.
I had them perfectly
if I try to talk to her later, she'll be mad because I'm disturbing her sleep.
Unfortunately, Jane took all of them
Unfortunately, this means I'm going to have to go upstairs and make an extra trip just to see Lulu, but I suppose it can't be helped.
If we both succeed, we shall both be happy. If you catch my meaning.
Remember, they must all fit in that box! So, this is not a difficult puzzle once you know where everything goes. You just have to get lucky. You don't have to get that lucky because you know where everything goes. But sometimes you get a little bit unlucky and the game gets a little bit picky about where you put things down. So hope that does not happen. Yeah. Like that right there. See, it decided that I put a thing in the wrong place. And by in the wrong place, I mean where it was overlapping another thing. So that would be a wrong place. And good. Okay, there are only the one time where something got rejected. Great. I've had times where like 5 things get rejected. That takes a while, obviously, and I'm not going to get the crank from Mrs. Drake yet. She's going to hold on to the crank for some time.
I know the magic word. Magic word, magic word. What's a magic word? Lulu is
I think about 20 minutes, and then I'll get it from Mrs. Drake.
Clever, beautiful, clever, beautiful. Easy, Lulu, you're hurting my ears. Oh, what's your word?
So now for Nigel. Nigel has a bit of a long conversation tree.
Bye-bye.
He was the longest conversation for me to get through. Oh yeah, now I'm getting the clue here.
Congratulations, you're one of the few.
Sometimes Nigel sneezes, that happens randomly, and it takes a few seconds to get through his sneeze, but he didn't sneeze there, so that's good.
But a word to the... Ah yes, are you here from the agency? It's about time.
No, I'm Nancy Drew, a friend of Linda's.
How do you do? I'm Nigel Mukherjee. I'm researching the Pendleton family.
So the reason why Nigel's conversation tree is so difficult is because he can talk about a bunch of different things.
Sounds intriguing.
It might have something to do with
Yeah, he can talk about the history, the treasure, and other stuff.
It has something to do with
So I'm going to try to skip the longer conversations.
having a family member burned
See, if I pick the first one here, it's going to result in a conversation about Eleanor. Nigel's going to talk about Eleanor, and he's going to go on a digression about Oliver Cromwell. So that takes a while, so I'm skipping the conversation there. And the conversation about Randolph the Red, who is the first Pendleton, that takes a while, so I'm skipping that one. So the shortest conversation is this one about the Beast of Blackmoor.
It was rumored that the beast was Eleanor's husband.
Oh yeah, the Pendleton Secret and the Treasure. I'm skipping those ones too.
Who is the man in the Great Hall with a gargoyle?
That's Corbin Pendleton, born in 1670 and died in 1741.
So really, there are only two things you need from Nigel. You need to learn about the Ouroboros, and you need to learn about the coat of arms.
His grandmother's experiments in the mystical art.
And you have to do them in the opposite order. You have to get the coat of arms before you can see the Ouroboros. So you can't do both things at the same time. You are going to have to make 2 trips to Nigel.
Perhaps first we should see how fast you type. This program will rate your speed. Just type the characters that appear on the screen. If you're good enough, I'll let you type up my memoirs.
So I'm about 36 minutes into the speed run. That should be about the halfway point if it takes me an hour and 15 minutes to get through this game. Things are going pretty well so far, and this is the typing challenge. What you want to do is type all the letters which appear on the screen. Some of them are capital letters, some of them are lowercase letters. That actually doesn't matter. Ignore caps lock, ignore the shift key. Just type the letters and the game will accept it whether or not it's a capital letter or a lowercase letter. And whoa, wait a minute, I need to actually type! Ah! Oh, geez, oh man. Ooh, good thing I caught that. So, I've beaten this game with, say, 26 words per minute, and he accepts that. So look at the memoirs. 1, 2, 3 pieces of paper on the memoirs, but it still takes Nancy over 10 hours to type up all of these memoirs.
I've never read in my life.
And here I'm going to do a minor time saver by looking at something while Nancy is talking.
Done. Finally. I feel like I've been typing forever.
Okay, so that's a minor time saver. You know, I did the stuff in the library before Nancy was finished with the computer. And it's 3:15 a.m. in the morning. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. 3:15 a.m.
Oh yeah, my actions.
So because it's this early in the morning, Ned is not going to call. I am able to skip the phone conversation with Ned that way.
That was a little creepy. I did it perfect that time, didn't I? Well, almost perfect. You did very well. But remember...
Another time saver I'm going to do up here is the Eleanor puzzle.
Yes,
with the ancient runes. I didn't look at the clue for the runes in Nancy's room, and I'm not going to look at the clue for the puzzle. Nancy's going to read the clue out loud, which takes a while, so that's why I'm skipping reading the clue. Left, right. I find it funny that, you know, she says good night, and then she turns on the lights because it's nighttime. The power bill at Blackmoor must be ridiculous, because the lights are on at night. The lights are on all the time, and this puzzle I think is randomized.
I can see into the library.
Oh yeah. And Nigel's here. Nigel's magically appeared. So is that correct? That's not correct. Okay, large finger. Wrong. That finger. There we go. Okay, it's facing in the right direction, and let's hope that is correct. Let's hope that is correct. If it's wrong, I'm going to have to make an extra trip all the way over here to fix it. So let's hope I did not make a mistake.
It looks like the rest of this grid is on the other side of the wall.
Fastest way to solve the solution is to do this side of the board first, and do not touch this piece. The one which is in the middle on the left-hand side. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't even think about touching it. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Don't touch it. Okay, I'm not watching you. I'm just joking. It's more like you're watching me. You're watching me play this game. And Lulu puzzle. Oh yeah, and my notes here say that Nigel has to scream. That screwed me up on one of my test runs. Nigel does have to scream. If he doesn't scream, you won't be able to get the Mercury wand from Mercury, no matter what. You actually have to hear Nigel scream. Or at least I think you do. I wasn't able to get the wand until he screamed, so I'm going to say that it is necessary. Maybe it was just a weird thing with my game. I just did the game wrong or something. I don't know. This is not too difficult. Just don't mess up with any of the letters and you'll be fine. If you mess up with a letter, you'll have to go through the entire sequence again. Okay, perfect. And here with this puzzle, I don't mess with the, that one. I don't mess with that one either. Great, so I just opened that.
Wow, looks like I won't be needing any more of Jane's glow sticks.
And this puzzle over here. You're supposed to read the Mutus Liber to know how to solve this, but I did not. So that's a minor time saver by not reading the Mutus Liber. And don't mess up here, Michael.
Oh my gosh, the room is moving!
If you mess up here, you get lost in this area, and it's bad. It's definitely bad. So I need to see the door here, then, no, I need to actually click on the snake.
Maybe knowing what that snake symbol means will help me figure out what the others mean.
I can't open the door until Nancy finishes talking, which is kind of a pain. And a time saver, right. So, after you see the symbol on the door, Ethel is going to show up outside of the left passageway, this passageway here. You can avoid Ethel by going out the other passageway, or you can avoid her by doing this. Taking the slide. So I skipped the conversation with Ethel. Which is nice because it's going to let me skip the other conversation with Ethel. Because you need to have conversation 3 with Ethel before you can have conversation... wait, you need to have conversation 2 with Ethel before conversation 3. And there we go. Perfect. Did the Mercury puzzle perfectly. Fantastic. Okay, next I want the cricket ball. And then I'm going to skip ahead to 8 a.m.
I could try to hit the bullseye I saw when I went down that slide with a cricket ball.
Yeah, way to go, Nancy. That's absolutely a cricket idea. So there are a couple of different things we can see here. One's a conversation with Jane and Ethel, which is kind of long. One is the creepy person who is hanging around the halls at nighttime. Another scene we can see is a nightmare with Nancy. And another scene is with Mrs. Drake. So you want to get lucky and get the scene with Mrs. Drake because that's the short one. Yes! Okay, so here it is. The conversation with Jane and Ethel, which you overhear, takes a long time. This is shorter. This is shorter. And the conversation with seeing the person run down the hall takes a while because you have to run down the hall, then immediately return to Nancy's room and set the alarm clock again. Here's Linda crying, and we're just ignoring her because we are horrible, horrible people. And this puzzle. This puzzle's randomized. So what you have to do is just hope to get lucky. It's just like bull. So if I have a lot of bad luck, it is going to take me several minutes to get through this puzzle. On my luckiest go, I was able to get through this on my second try. This is not my luckiest go. Really? The locations of the alligators is random. It's random. As you can see, I mean, I could try going up and then left all the way, but nope, doesn't work. Ah, should have gone up there. Okay. Oh, I don't like this. And now I go up. No alligators. No alligators, right? Yes! Okay. Woo! Took a while, took a while. Not too long, though. That wasn't too long, right? What time is it on my speedrun? 45 minutes, 45 minutes. So I've been playing this game for 45 minutes. Not so bad, so I'm about a half hour.
It's very curious, but quite...
Yeah, I've got about a half hour gameplay left, depending on how well I do.
Wonderful. And I managed to find that crank. There you go.
Great, thank you. Goodbye.
The pleasure is all mine, child.
Thank you, Mrs. Drake.
Hungry? Who's ready for some nummy?
Did you say something, Mrs. Drake?
Up to you, dear.
Might as well pull out the crank here while she's busy talking, because there's nothing else I can do. Bit of a time saver. Yeah, saves me about 2 seconds. Crank. Now for the symbols on the wall, which I did not actually see.
Those symbols look familiar.
How do they look familiar, Nancy? You didn't actually see them. Comedy. Now she's gonna bet something. So it takes about 3.5 minutes to play this game. I want to win. If I lose, I have to play the game for another 3.5 minutes. Huge time waster. Okay, so happy mask. I want the happy mask because she has the happy. Okay, looks like she has the happy mask and the sad mask. Oh, okay, so I'll ask for the mask next time she does something. And she doesn't have a second one. Darn. Give me a second one. Yes, okay, a match. I'll just go through the entire thing again, from left to right. What did I get? I got another mask? No, I got another Pegasus. And she has a pillar, so, okay, she has a pillar and the mask. Oh, and the flutes! Oh, I guess I should have asked for the flutes. Oh well. Oh no! Oh great, now she gets the Pegasus! Darn, now we're tied. Okay, so I'm gonna ask for Terpsichore. Okay, got a match with Cleo. Good. She doesn't have Terpsichore, so I'm asking for Calliope. Oh, and I got Melpomene. Let's ask for Terpsichore again. Okay, she has Terpsichore this time. Okay, I'm winning. I've got 4. Okay, and I've got the flutes, so don't ask for the flutes. Good, because I know she has the flutes. Great, so I think I won. I think I just won. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I've got 6. Okay, and there are 9 in total, right? 9 muses. No, there are actually 10 things here. 1, 2, 3. I don't have anything else I can ask for besides the parrot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, huh? Okay, so we've got a thing for each of the 9 muses and then an extra one. So I guess our only other thing is Polyhymna.
I won! All right, Betty.
Okay, I won. Yes. Great. Whew. Okay, that was fantastic. Okay, great. Yeah. Like I said, I've had times where I fail the game.
Sorry to inform you that I shall soon be.
And then I have to do the entire game again, which takes like 3 minutes.
Do you know
So I'm
what
50 minutes into the speed run.
Eating its tail signifies?
The Ouroboros? It's a very old image and is usually associated with alchemy. You really do come up with the strangest questions, Nancy.
I'll let you get back to your work.
But I have one final randomized puzzle. One final randomized puzzle. So that would be, let's see, right, left, right. That would be the wind puzzle inside the forge. So, let's get there and hope I am lucky with that randomized puzzle. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to beat it in, you know, a minute or so. If I'm not lucky, it will take me 10 minutes. Okay, so, this one, that one, perfect. This one, that one, 1, 2, 3. This one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, so there's another place where I can potentially screw up, but I'm going to focus on this puzzle, okay?
Well, sounds like the big guy out there just took a step.
See, that's bad luck. I died on the first turn, and by first turn I mean before I even got to have a turn.
Looks like some ones are stronger than others.
So my strategy is to try to get to the top as quickly as possible. Some people prefer to get rid of the east wind. Hey, I got rid of the south wind. Nice. Some people try to get rid of the east wind first because that is one of the stronger winds. The north wind is the strongest. But the east wind is stronger than the west wind. Okay, north wind, please don't get me in trouble. Yes. Darn! Oh, I'm just one square away from getting the north wind, and he gets mad at me. The north wind is probably the hardest next to the south wind because it has the fewest number of possible spaces it can go to. It can only go to 5, whereas east wind and west wind, look, they've got like 8 squares they could possibly land on. So now that I'm level with north wind, I'm just going to go 2 left and 2 right and hope to land on him. Yes! Okay, so now I'm just going to go for east wind. Yes, yes, okay. Okay, conquered the winds. Perfect, perfect. And you'll notice I avoided reading every single clue inside the room. You're supposed to read the clues in the room and then start solving puzzles that way. But I've solved most of the pillar things already, so yeah, doing things out of order. Hooray! So this is where things can possibly get screwed up. If I use the cricket ball at the wrong time, I'm going to have to do another turn with the cricket ball, which is horrible, horrible, horrible. And do I have the cricket ball? I did not get the cricket ball, even though I totally got the cricket ball. Go. Oh! 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 Yeah, so that's what happens if you mess up with the cricket ball. Oh well. Not that much of a time waster, but still, that's a bad mistake to make. Yeah, there we go, that's perfect. Embarrassing mistake to make at the end. There are worse mistakes, I suppose. Okay, Jupiter's Master Bolt.
Looks like a piece is missing.
Didn't mean to do that. The clue to this puzzle is in the mutus lever, which again, I did not read. It's inside Jane's room. And as soon as Nancy's going to talk for a while, I'm going to look at my timer. I know Mercury's wand has a magnet on the end, but honestly, to me, it looks like bubblegum. It looks like it's got bubblegum on the end. And 56 minutes. 56 minutes in. Okay, so I did something right, and I think I have to look at that. I'm not entirely sure if I have to look at that, but I did it anyway. Now for the bubblegum wand puzzle.
This wand probably works through magnets.
And this is a time challenge, so how much time do I have? Half a minute? I don't know, I didn't read the clue about the puzzle inside the other place. Inside the forge area. Lit the forge! Okay, well, awesome. Wow, I'm totally at the end of the game here. One more puzzle left. Well, not really, a couple puzzles left. One major puzzle left, and that is the key. I have to make the key correctly. Then I have the puzzle with the culprit and end game. So yeah, 57 minutes here. So maybe if you're really lucky, you can beat this game in just an hour. I was aiming for an hour and 15 minutes, but it looks like I'm getting closer to an hour.
This looks like some kind of ancient vault. By pulling out different plugs, I can create different patterns in the mold.
You certainly can, Nancy. You certainly can. And hopefully Nancy's going to say that looks right, because that is going to signify that I actually did not make a mistake. The clue to this puzzle is inside the mutus lever.
Wow, molten metal.
Okay, Nancy, please tell me that looks right. 58 minutes.
There, that looks right.
Yes. What? No! Oh, that's an embarrassing mistake to make. I thought I grabbed it, but I didn't. Got a little over-anxious because it's the end of the game.
I'm the pendant and not you. Besides, I would have found it before you did.
So I'm going to use the sneaky speedrun rules, which are that you stop the timer at the last moment you actually do something.
Frog, 600 years of secret and mystery and puzzle, all because of a...
So usually I think that the end of the game is when the game says the end, but some speedrunners subscribe to the sneaky theory that the last time you do something is technically the end of the speedrun. Because, you know, there are some games where, like, the ending cutscene takes 15-20 minutes, and they don't want to count that as part of a speedrun, right? Because that's 20 minutes of you doing nothing.
And put hand medicine in a moisturizer. Why? I just wanted to go away. I just wanted to be Daddy and me and Mommy, my real Mommy.
So tell you what, I'll stop my watch as soon as we see the letter from Nancy. Okay, so I'll stop my watch there and declare that the end of the speedrun.
Get that box off of her fast.
Actually, I'm not going to stop my timer, but I'll announce the time as soon as the letter appears. Okay, 59:41. 59:42. 59:42 is when the letter appears.
She made poor Linda think she was turning into a monster.
And when the end thing appears, I will stop my stopwatch and declare that the end of the game.
Linda's food, so she'd feel woozy all the time. An extremely dangerous thing to do. Needless to say, Jane's father was very upset, especially when he found out Jane had done it because she still wants him and her real mother to get back together. After Jane apologized to Linda, and Hugh apologized to both of them, they all resolved to do whatever it takes to become a real family. As for Blackmoor Manor, ever since I told him about all the passageways and gadgetry I discovered, Hugh has become fascinated with his family history. And has asked,
so yeah, you can see why people wouldn't want to count the ending scenes as part of the speedrun, because this takes time where you do nothing.
He has encouraged Jane to come up with a puzzle to help ensure its safekeeping, just as initiates have been doing for centuries. Which reminds me, the Pendulum swore me to secrecy when it comes to all their traditions. So don't
and I'm going to get the award Sleuthy or Druis, I believe, for all-around super sleuthing.
Laptop and has been hounding me ever since. This is just the kind of stuff he'd love to include in that unauthorized tell-all he's trying to write. If he calls me one more time...
I didn't actually find out that he's writing a tell-all, and, why is the letter on a thing of marble?
Nancy.
Where's the metal? I mean, the letter on top of it. And... stop. Okay, 1 hour, 1 minute, and 15 seconds. 1 hour, 1 minute, and 15 seconds, including 2 minutes of ending cutscenes.
A heroine is born. Armed with only a flashlight.
So that is a question. Nancy obviously put the letter down on a piece of marble, but where was all black marble? The only place I can think of with black marble is the floor. In the middle of the floor, in the main hall on the first floor, that is actually a maze, believe it or not. You can enter through the right-hand side and go through it and find your way to the center of the maze. So that's it, everybody. I did my speedrun. Wow, beat the game around an hour or so. Depending on how you, depending on whether or not you count the ending cutscenes. So yeah, good speedrun. Can the speedrun be improved? Maybe a little bit. Where was I unlucky? I had some bad luck with Bull. Bull could have gone faster. The frog puzzle could have gone faster as well. Other than that, everything else was pretty good. That was a pretty good speedrun. Not a whole lot of problems there. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching me play this game completely out of order, just doing everything crazy-like. I do like this game. This is definitely a good game. One of my favorites in the Nancy Drew series. You know, if I have to make a list of my favorites, this would be in it. This is, you know, how am I gonna say this? There are like 3 games in a row that a lot of people put on their favorites list. Curse of Blackmoor Manor, as you saw there, Secret of the Old Clock, and Secret of Shadow Ranch. So I think they made all 3 of those games in a row, something like that. And so people list those as their favorites. I only list Curse of Blackmoor Manor on my favorites list out of those 3. I do like Curse of Blackmoor Manor. I'm not a big fan of Secret of Shadow Ranch. It's an okay game. It's good. It's, I don't know. Around the time I get the bead puzzle with Mariyazi, I just get bored with the game. But it is extremely well designed. There is a glitch in the game which can kind of make you get stuck on the 2nd day of the game, and you can't skip ahead to the 3rd day, so that's kind of a problem. Secret of the Old Clock, again, is a well-designed game, but I'm not good at it, so I don't like it. I'm very, very bad at that game. Oh yeah, and that's the end. Okay, so, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you for watching my speedrun of Nancy Drew, Curse of Blackmoor Manor. Keep on sleuthing, Nancy Drew Clue Crew.